Good morning. It's snowing. This is gonna slow down my plans of power washing outside today. Since it's snowing outside, we're gonna have to figure out something to do in here. Oh, first thing I'm gonna do is take my can of graphite that I've got and go spray those plates over there. And I probably won't have enough, but we'll at least get a first coat on some of them. And then we're going to work on cleaning this thing here up today. Probably going to pull all the row units off, set them behind it, and then wash the best we can in the shop here. It's not ideal, it's not what I want to do, but we can do the center frame section and not get too close to the bench. And then if we have to, maybe we can fold it up a little bit or something and do that. Also, we need to get some air in some of these tires. So these seed plates here, the backside that we're spraying this graphite on slides against the seals on the doors. And so you put this graphite on just to help everything slide better, so it kind of eliminates the wear. These are the original plates for this planter. We've never put new ones in. And this is a planter we bought in 2011. So they've got quite a bit of use on them. They are grooved some. You can see the lines. And there's a little bit of an edge there, but they're not terrible. And there's a spec on how deep those grooves can be before you should replace them. I think it's 1/8 of an inch or something like that, or not that bad, and they still work. So what'll happen when them grooves get too deep is they will not seal against the rubber seals on the vacuum door cover, and then you won't get seed stuck to the plates and it won't plant very good. So the way that these work is that it's got a vacuum and it sucks air through those holes, and then the beans get stuck to the holes in there, and as this plate spins, then there's a seal that once it gets past it, it cuts the vacuum off and the seeds drop off and down through the seed tube. I'll explain how the planters work better at some point, definitely once we get into the field this spring, but just kind of the basic there. Empty. Well, I got more than half of them sprayed. One other thing you will notice on here is that they are all numbered. That number corresponds to the row unit that each plate came out of, and it's very important that the plates go back into the same row units, and it kind of goes back to the way that these grooves are, and the fact that we want them to seal good. While they all have grooves in the back of the plates and stuff, they're all just a little bit different, and so those grooves are kind of worn in by the seals on those doors, and they all match. And if you start mixing them up, then the seals and the plates don't. The grooves and the wear spots aren't in the same place, and so they don't match up and they won't seal as good. So Brock washed a few of these row units meters out last night. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of them off, line them all up here against the back wall, because these can be washed separate and make it a little easier to clean the rest of the planter up. One of the nice things with this planter is that in order to get to those front rank row units, I can just fold the rear ones up out of the way. Makes them a whole lot easier to get to work on. See, now you can get there. All of them except for the center ones. The center ones are still a pain, but hey, something's better than nothing in there. How am I supposed to get that one? Yeah, these are the ones that are no fun. That's why I don't like planting plots with this planter, because you got to climb all the way in here to get seed in and out of these units. These are fairly simple to get off. Pull the hose for the vacuum off, pull the hose that delivers the seed to the unit, pull the wire harness for the electric clutches disconnects, turn that to let the pro shaft come out, lift up on this handle, and then it comes off. It just came in the office and I had a package from Amazon, UPS here, so I opened it up and it is a box of something, looks like candy, from one of my viewers who does not want his name said in the YouTube video. So thank you, I won't say it, but awesome, I really appreciate that. What do we got? Hey, look at that. Sweet, thank you very much. All right, back to this. I'm gonna go ahead and check some air tire pressures and make sure that they all have plenty of air in them. That one's low, the one's on the other side, the one's flat. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that one until I get it up off the ground, but if I put a little air in the other one, it shouldn't be a big deal for in the shop here. Okay, well, there's enough air in all of the tires but one to support the weight of it for a while. I'm gonna have to fold it up. When I fold this, these wheels come up off the ground, so then I can get the weight off of there and maybe get it back into position to get it seated, or just pull the one bolt out, or two bolts, one on each side, and that whole thing drops right out of there, and then it'll be a lot easier to work on the floor, on the ground. But we're gonna wait on that. So I'm gonna wait until after lunch to start washing, but my plan for this afternoon is to use the power washer and wash off as much of this as I can while not getting it all over the rest of the shop. Is what it is. Still snowing outside, so I'm not going to work out there. Yeah, probably not going to accomplish a whole lot today, but that's okay. It's Friday. I suppose it is time for me to be productive and get something done here. So I've drug the power washer out a little bit, so I'm going to turn on my fan, crack the door so we get some air movement, and see what we can do here. I suppose I should set up a time lapse. Let's do that. I'm dirty, but the planter's cleaner. If the dirt's on me, it's not on the planter. Better. That took a while, but I made it across the bar and got all the front units yet. I still need to fold that down and get the ones up there. That side of the planter is way dirtier than that side of the planter is for whatever reason. But I ran out of heat and power washer, and I am running out of time. So today my wife and I are going out to dinner tonight and do a little shopping, and we're going to end up in Cleveland at her sister's tonight and go skiing tomorrow. Apparently they're skiing in Cleveland. I was unaware of that, but whatever. So I got to get out of here early today, so I'm going to call it on the power washing right there. I'm going to let stuff dry up in here for a little bit. Mom needed me in the house, so I'm going to go see what's going on there. The grain markets have kind of settled in since the other day when I made that video. Beans were actually down about 13 today. Corn was down a couple. Prices are still really good. I'll refresh this page and see what stuff's at here at our kind of local place. Cash corn at $5.22. Cash soybeans $14.02. Those are really good prices. After the report came out the other day, we did sell a little bit of old crop corn to the ethanol plant for March and April delivery at $5.42 and $5.44 a bushel cash. That's a really good price. We'll see what things do from here. As a lot of you pointed out when I did that grain marketing video, and I wasn't quite sure why the markets were going crazy that day, but there was a USDA's final report for crop yields basically for the 2020 crop year came out that day. And ending stocks are going to be extremely tight. They lowered the average yield across the country a fair amount, and it appears that demand is high and stocks are low, and that equals high prices. So Brazil, I know, or South America is having some tough weather, drought conditions for their crop, which they usually harvest here starting in the spring or late winter, early spring. So that's adding on to it. You know, there's a lot of different factors and stuff, and we'll see what happens for next year. Like I said the other day, right now 2021 is shaping up to be a pretty decent year because we've been able to lock in our inputs fairly low, and we're able to sell some new crop stuff at relatively decent prices. Let me say what we got for new crop stuff. We sold some beans, 1137 maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go through this and look a little bit closer. But point being, we've sold some stuff for this fall at relatively decent prices here recently, and probably will continue to do a little bit more here and there. We've got some wheat sold for 2022, actually, the crop that will get planted this fall already, and try and lock in some of the stuff, because I have a feeling our inputs are going to go up big time for next year. So we're trying to balance the you know, what are the markets going to do? How much risk do we want to take or take off of the board? And what can we lock in now and get bought at reasonable prices before things go up? So that's the game right now, I guess. Also, I've pretty well nailed down this chemical order that I've been working on. We're not talking about small dollar amounts, which is why I've been spending a little bit of time making sure I get everything figured out here. Looks like the total bill for the fertilizer, or for the chemicals and maybe a little bit of fertilizer, it's over $130,000. So yeah, we're gonna make sure we do it right, and that we've got what we want on there. And I need to just double check everything with Dad when he gets back next week, and then we'll get that placed here quickly before things change. I think I told you guys, but maybe not, but my dad has gone up to my sister and brother-in-law's place north of Detroit to help them work on their house, opening up a wall and putting a beam in, and he likes doing that kind of stuff. So he's been up there for a few days. Hopefully we'll be back this weekend, and we can finish planning and doing that stuff next week when I get back. So I'm got to get out of here. Time to go home, get packed up, ready to go for the weekend. So this project will be here for us next week, and we'll keep pecking away at it. Planters, especially the bean planter, are not my favorite thing to work on, so I tend to do a little bit, go do some computer work for a while, come back, and just little bits at a time. I'm probably going to spend more time getting some of my spreadsheets and stuff updated that I have not had a chance to do yet, and doing some analytics stuff with the yield maps and all of that to kill some time and get away from this. And I'll let Brock do a lot of it, but that's just the way it is. When we get the corn planter in here, that's what I use, so I'll be a little bit more involved, I suppose, but yeah, is what it is. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys back here on Monday, Tuesday morning for you when the video comes out, and we'll keep working on stuff. So if you have any comments and questions, leave them down below. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you haven't already. I'd really like to get to 15,000 subscribers yet, guys. We're getting there, but it's moving slow. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. All it really does is tell you when I post a video so that you can watch it, which that's what I want, for you to watch it. So see you guys later. Have a great weekend.